growing up, my parents, my mom not so much, but my dad, would at times tell me that I need to get away from the boob tube, stop being in front of the TV so much. I mean, can't go outside and play because it's either raining or there's no one outside to play with, or your favorite TV show is on, and once your TV shows are off, then you either play with your toys or you go outside. And they would tell me the TV would make me dumber and dumber when, oddly enough, the TV, learning through, National Geographic and watching Nova, watching all kinds of documentaries as a kid. I mean, 7, 8, 9 and up. I learned a whole lot more there than I would in school. I mean, school wasn't going to teach me so much about that stuff. It was just, school is just bland, regurgitated things that'll get you through, I guess, the basics of your scholastic career, which is needed and is good. But at the end of the day, anything that you need to make it in life, to make money in this capitalistic regime, you have to do better than what school can give you. So to tell me to get away from the boob tube is going to make me dumb. I mean, that was, it's a contradictory to me, but there's a bit of irony here, because when it comes to politics, what do all the adults do? Don't they watch TV? Don't they watch CNN, MSNBC, and Fox News, and whatever the hell else they can get their eyes on? And do they even listen properly? I mean, at all. And the truth is, I think they listen about 10%. Most of the words and jargon and rhetoric up there are, you basically, how can I say, highbrow. They're highbrow. They're really up there. So, and they convolute these words and they filibuster everything with so much crap, no one can hold on to the meaning of the argument. This is the reason why Trump won. He doesn't do that. He can't do that. He used simplistic, low scale, lowbrow words. I mean, I want to understand what my, supposed commander-in-chief is saying. I want to know what he's doing, what he's saying. And if I can't understand what he's saying, then all I have to trust is the bland, low scale IQ level of he's in charge. He's got my best interests at heart and he's on my side. That's it. He's on my side. He's in my tribe. He's Republican or he's Democrat. So he wins. I win. That's it. Now, ironically, these adults, I mean, literally these people in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. I'm 41. I don't watch TV. My generation and newer, they don't have kind of this problem. They only have the problem of I listen to those above me too much. I don't really listen to anybody. I really don't. Somebody say something in the comment section, if they do, if they ever will, on CR Wrestling, I read it, I think about it, I go over it many times. That's the stuff I listen to. That's what I do. Somebody's going to say something to me in real life. Hey, I listen. It don't mean I'm going to do it, but I listen. And I'll try to understand all the words. Sometimes it's not really doable for me. But with these adults that do watch these channels, what do? They simply hear from the Republican, a senator, it could be anyone, and they'll say, well, we're going to lower taxes on the middle class. We're going to look at corporate taxes and reform. And with that, that's what they do understand. And they hear that, they stick with that, and they believe it. To their core, they believe it. So when they go out in public or online or anywhere, they are pissed off on a personal scale. Like someone attacked their very soul when they say the Republicans are going to raise taxes on everybody and they're going to lower taxes on all the wealthy. And they're like, you don't know what you're talking about. They're going to lower taxes. Republicans are always trying to lower taxes, and then just to defend themselves, they say, you libs, you leftists. That's when you know they're fucking stupid at that point. That's when they will say, they will attack the left or whatnot, or progressives now, and they'll tell them that they're, that you're going to raise taxes on all of us and all this. And you know what? They don't think. If they could think, they would listen. And if they would listen, they would learn something. They don't have to learn everything, just learn something. And it's not the same for Republicans. No. It's just not that. No. It is literally the same way for Democrats. If Hillary comes out there and she says, all she has to say is, Bernie Sanders doesn't have the experience. And what did everyone do? Because even my own dad said Bernie Sanders doesn't have the experience. In what? And I said to him, how do you have the experience of being president when you've never been president? How do you get the experience of something with never have ever done it? And he didn't have an answer. I just saw this blank look on his face that I see in anyone when I challenge their critical thinking, when I challenge their own words. And they get angry after when they realize, oh, this person might have said something that could change my mind on something that I believe. And when you when you challenge someone's belief, you have challenged their very core, and you're going to get attacked. That's part of the backfire effect. You're going to get annihilated by them. It's ironic to have so many generations of kids say that, be told that they are going to be dumb because they sit in front of the boob tube or the idiot screen, since we all have phones and whatnot now. But the boob tube, the idiot screen, or whatever you want to call it, that's what we've been told. And then we go out, we learn a little bit, and we watch our parents, we watch our aged authorities, our elders, our tribal leaders. We watch them vote and talk and realize, holy shit, what is going on? We don't know what to do. We don't have any actual leaders. I mean, and if we do have a leader, they're definitely in that George Bush or Donald Trump mindset category, or even Hillary Clinton or Obama or Bill Clinton. Whatever protects the status quo, whatever protects the ability to get money, and that's all that matters. So to hear anyone today talk about the boob tube, I'm thinking you learn a lot more not watching political TV than you would watching it, because Fox News is going to talk about the left being bad, the left wanting to raise taxes, the left being socialist when no one even knows what a socialist is. But thanks to Bernie Sanders, people have actually looked it up, and people are starting to understand, okay, it's not bad. But anything that's taken dominance, if you do full capitalism, which is what we have, what do you get? The system that we have. And for 2 generations, it went hard that they trained us that capitalism is the only way. It's the American way. It's the way of the USA. Capitalism. Capitalism makes you rich. Capitalism gives you opportunities. Capitalism, yes, but they're not talking to us. They're not talking to the middle class. They are talking to the elite financial sections. They're talking to the upper class. They're talking to those people making millions and then billions, and the very, very few that makes $1 trillion or more. That's who they're talking about. And in order to do that, you have to destroy everything beneath you. You don't have a choice. In order to keep making profit, and the whole goal is to make profit more next year. You have to profit more. Therefore, you have to lay off workers. You have to give more automated lines. You have to give workers more duties so you can get rid of other ones. So if you can consolidate 10 duties into one worker, you can get rid of 7 workers. That's more money to you. If you can pay them less, then that's more money to you. If you can reduce their benefits because, what's the excuse? Obama was in office. if you can reduce their pay or their benefits because, Bernie Sanders is running and he's a socialist. Nothing's been done. It's just the fact that of what he is, what he says he is, we have to raise our profits and lower your gains. So all of this is simply because the Boob Tube. It is simply because the idiot screen. It is simply because people don't want to use critical thinking. They want to sit down and hear the very first line. We Republicans are going to lower your taxes. We Democrats, we are going to protect your taxes. We're going to try to lower them and raise corporate tax. And as soon as you hear it, you buy into it because that's what you want. Are you a Democrat? Why? You want your taxes lowered. That's what you want. Therefore, you vote Democrat. You're a Republican. You want your taxes lowered. So you vote Republican because they say they're going to lower taxes. Neither side lowers taxes. The Republicans are great at saying all of these good things, doing the opposite. Democrats are great. They are great at saying everything they're going to do and giving you the tiniest crumbs of it. And when we get a crumb, we're like, that's the best damn crumb I've ever had. They're like, yes, it is, isn't it? Now, let me eat this full course meal. That's what Democrats are good for. Obama, what did he do? Think about this is challenging you, your backfire effect. I want you to listen to this. Now, Obama has done some good things. He has done some great things, but they're tiny. But let me just throw this one out there, and I just want you to listen to me, okay? Just hear this out. Obama, what he did was he gave us a tax break. He allowed us to pay no taxes for about a month, I think. And that coincided with, when a tax holiday for us on foods when we don't pay taxes when we go out and buy and shop. So everyone got this big boost of money. And everyone thinks Obama is so awesome because we didn't pay taxes. We felt for once what corporations do all the time. That's what we felt. And we were like, Obama is awesome. He gave us a stinking crumb. And that was the best tasting crumb we've ever had. But what did he give everybody else? What did he give everybody else? He gave the golden parachutes that he said he wasn't going to give. He bailed every single bank out of the crap they dug themselves in. And he did it using every taxpayer dollar. We paid for the banks to come out. He gave us a crumb that went away, a crumb that Republicans hated us getting. He hated any Democrat getting that. They hated it. They hated it because they hated it. They did not want us to not pay taxes. They didn't want us to do what they are doing. Obama gave us that. We cheered him. He gave the corporations. He gave the banks. He gave all of that stuff. Multinationalists. He gave them all of our money. We didn't care. We didn't notice. The Young Turks reported on it. MSNBC reported on it. And I think Kyle Kalinske, Secular Talk, reported on it. Not many heard it. And if they did, they didn't spread it. They didn't explain it. They didn't tell their friends. And if they did, their friends probably like, bullshit, you're lying. And that's why we share stuff. We don't have much. None of us do. But one thing we all do have is the Boob Tube, the idiot screen. That's what we have. Or the troll box, as some have said. I've read that on Twitter a few times. And what are we going to do with it? I mean, how do we stop it? How do we learn? I mean, usually that's a good question. Those are the good questions. How do we get better than what we have right now and do it positively? I mean, off the top of my head right now, thinking about it, the best I could come up with would be to be very selective of what you watch. Try to listen more. I mean, really listen, try to understand it. Watch shows that explain it. I got mine. I got my static shows that I watch because they do, fair enough, good job. And I like that. So I listen. It's what I do. I don't go deep. I try not to do rabbit holes. I try not to. I try to stay on the surface. That's the best place to be. When it comes to anything you do, it's best to stay on the surface and learn little bit by little bit. When it comes to politics, I don't want to go deep, although it's thrown in my face all the time. Don't want to go too deep into politics because then I've corrupted myself. Just like our parents did. They corrupt themselves by just, how do you, and to me it's weird. How do you give everything of yourself to the simple words of someone that you don't know? That's just strange to me. That will always be strange. When I heard Bernie speak, I listened. It made sense. When I heard Hillary speak, I thought she's not answering any questions. She's not saying anything that relates to anyone other than, I'm a woman, I'm running, the men hate me, so all the women galvanize behind that. Because that's what we're all trained to do anyway. Just we're trained to hate the other gender, the other sex, whichever you want to call it now. It's when Trump spoke, I could hear him. I could hear Trump. I could hear him. And I could understand what he was saying. And he was saying the same things that Bernie and sort of Hillary was saying. He was saying everything that we wanted to hear. Trump did to us what we do to each other. That's what's amazing. He did to us what we do to each other. When we go out on a date, we show our best side. We try to say the best words. We try to have the best words. We try to have all the good words. So when that happens and the other person reciprocates what we're doing and whatnot, we're all happy. It's cozy. With, whether you're trying to get some fornication going on or something, whether it's just lust or physical attraction, whatever it is, or money or the status of being with that person, you get it. And then you're with them for a while, just like we are with Trump, and we realize this person was full of shit. That's what's happening. We're realizing Trump is full of shit. Now, I didn't vote for Trump. I voted for Jill Stein. I wasn't going to vote for Hillary, and Bernie Sanders gave up. So I voted for Jill Stein. Vanity candidate. I was mad when she was called that, but hey, the proof is in the pudding now. So vanity candidate. That's what she is. That's what she was. And if she ran again and we got the same dumbass stipulations of people as in selection that we had last election, then I would vote for her again. I'm not voting for the status quo. I will vote for a snowflake. And I ain't talking about a person. I'm talking about a crystal that falls from the sky. A formulated ice crystal that falls and lands and melts in time. That's what I'm talking about. I would vote for a snowflake if I have to. Look, I just want people to realize we have to stop. We have to stop our bullshit. We need to. The Boob Tube will always be there. The idiot screen will always be there, and both will improve. But the problem is the people will not. The Republicans will tell you one thing. You will hear it. You will listen to it. You will abide by it. You will obey it. The Democrats will do the exact same thing, and their listeners, their followers will do the exact same thing. And we will clash. We will collide, and we will beat each other into all kinds of mush and septic crap, all for the sake of people who don't give a damn about us. That's what's scary. I don't want to beat the hell out of anybody for someone who doesn't care about me. That's just silly. That's just stupid. What I want to do is get everyone to look at those people that we're fighting for, break up the fight, just stop it, put it down, put your hands down, put your knives, your guns down, look at them and say, what the fuck are you doing for us? That's what you have to do. What the fuck are you doing for us? Because every time you come into power, you start running for your leadership or whatnot, you have the gall to tell us what we're doing. You have the gall to say we are, you have the gall to say we're going to have our taxes lowered, that you're going to make the country better. You're going to do better by us. And every time you come into power, we're screwed. We're the same and we fight each other for your crap. And we have to be better than that. We've got to choose better people. We have to listen to what they're saying. Hear it and know, where are they? Are they establishment or are they for the people? And we have to discern that. And once we do discern it, we have to vote accordingly. We can't vote for our tribe. We have to vote for our future. And the future is not in a tribe that doesn't even know what the hell they're doing. Because right now, after all this time, after everything that's happened, we are now full-blown boobs and idiots. And the screen will tell us what to do. And we will abide by it because reasons. Lack of critical thinking, lack of good judgment, lack of leadership, lack of self-worth. We just want to get what we can get before we die. That's what it seems. It's dismal. It's sad. But if you want better, it starts with you. It always starts with you, not anybody else. It starts with you, the one listening, the one looking in the mirror. You want better, be better. And we can get it. We can get it. And that's what the establishment, no matter what side it is, that's what they fear. When we get it and we stand up and we stop being boobs, we stop being idiots, and we do the right thing. Not for the children, not for the planet, not for any of that, for ourselves. Because when we benefit, those that come from us benefit. Those around us benefit. We have to do the best things that we can do and vote for the best people that we can vote for. And we do not, by any means, vote for those that we have left. We do not let them select it for us. We select who we want. So when people are running for president, you listen to them. Even if it's some garbage collecting jackweed on the side of the road, you listen. Hear what they got to say. Make sure your TV shows, your news constituents or whatever the hell, make sure they get a hold of that garbage collecting jackweed and make sure they got a say. When it's time for the debates, if they say, hey, you don't let them on the debate, then we don't vote for you. It's that simple, because you need to be heard. Anybody can be president. Anyone can be governor. Anyone can be mayor. Anyone can be senator. Anybody. And if you allow it, it will happen. But you cannot allow it when you're letting TV protect itself, because that's where the establishment is reigning from. The boob tube, the idiot screen. And they need you to be as dumb as possible so they can stay in power. Don't let them. That's all I got to say. Cedric Kennedy, Comparative Reasoning. Thank you for listening.